Hello, everyone, and welcome to Know Your Locals, a podcast to help you better get to know the Vic Smash scene. My name's Master of Disaster, I'm your host, and today's guest is a well-known Wi-Fi warrior. Definitely the best Jigglypuff in Vic, and definitely in contention for the best Jigglypuff in Australia overall, Deku Meister.
What's up, guys? I'm 16. I work at Lazy Mirrors, which is just a kind of a restaurant that sells whatever. And apart from Smash, I like drawing sometimes. Uh, I used to play basketball, and I'm actually a giant weeaboo.
Oh, goodness. I love it. He just went straight into it. This is what you need. It's going to be a jam-packed podcast today. We've got a lot of questions to get through, so he's on the ball, not me. I'm glad. So we'll get straight into that point right away. Yeah, if people didn't know, you're a pretty big weeb. So for me, anime is like a sort of thing that a lot of people get into, like especially in the Smash scene. Like you just get exposed to it some way or another. It might be, just from watching the morning cartoons, or your friends watch it at school. Um,
Hmm.
you know, was it someone in particular, or like how did you get introduced to anime and manga and all
So
that stuff?
it was actually my dad when I was about like 6 or 5, and he showed me the Ghibli films.
Hmm.
Do you know what the Ghibli films are?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he showed me Totoro and Spirited Away, and
fantastic.
yeah, I really liked the animation. And then I wasn't really too giant as I am right now, but I would watch anime here and there. But last year, 2019, I went really hard and watched I have like a completion list of over 150 shows.
Damn. Okay. Okay. So to give some context for people that don't know me, I've watched your entry level anime stuff. Like I haven't really watched anything like outside of the stuff that sort of played on Saturday morning shows, or like the shows that used to play before school, like your Pokemon's, Dragon Ball Z, a little bit of Naruto. Um, I think like I've watched some other more obscure ones, but nothing really like seriously. It's just like if other people are watching it, I'm watching it. So just so if you guys like if Deku's saying stuff and I don't get what he's saying, like just don't give me a hard time about it, okay? And just to give some context before we start. Now, your name Deku Meister.
Yeah,
It's a
it
question a lot of people are gonna ask straight away. Is that name from like My Hero Academia, or is it from something else?
it's actually not. It means basically Deku means loser in Japanese, and Meister means like a specialist. So I'm basically a big loser. That's where I got my name from. So it's actually not from My Hero Academia,
All
like a
right,
lot of people think so.
that's a nice easy one to get started with. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess something that like I mentioned, like your dad sort of showed you the shows. Did you watch anything else sort of in between, or was it more?
Yeah. Uh I remember from maybe I was like 10, and then up until just around those ages, up until 14, where I started to get into anime a lot.
Hmm.
I would watch the really mainstream stuff like Death Note, and Attack on Titan and stuff like that.
It's really funny because for me, like my definition of like mainstream anime is basically
Oh yeah, that reminds me
yeah,
of
it's a bit different to yours. I
yeah.
think like like as
Oh
in people
yeah.
that watch anime, like their definition of mainstream is very different to what my definition of mainstream is.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Actually, I forgot to mention. Yeah, I was like a gigantic Pokemon fan. I still am a really big Pokemon fan, but back when I was like 7, 8, and 6 and stuff, I was gigantic. I have a Pokemon manga, Pokemon Adventures manga, like discs. I have all up to Sinnoh
Wow.
for Pokemon anime. Yeah, I really liked Pokemon, and I actually watched and read the manga and watched the anime of Pokemon more than I actually played the games back in the day.
That's nuts.
I've Because I remember when I was maybe 11, I actually played no, I was 7 when I played my first Pokemon game, which was Pokemon Black, and I don't know, I got and 2 hours into it, and then I put my starter Pokemon in a box, the Pokemon boxes, and I didn't know how to take it out, so I kind of gave up. So and then when I was a little smarter, and when I was 9 years old, I got into Pokemon the games, well, apart from the anime, and I really liked it, and I played every generation, and up to this day I've played every Pokemon game
All right, so that's
generation.
that's something that we're more aligned in, I guess. With like for me, I grew up. Pokemon came out when I was born. Like I was alive when Pokemon first came out.
Mm.
So I bought. I remember I got all my birthday money. Um, and I put it all towards a Game Boy Color, and I got Pokemon Red, and I had to share it with my sisters, and we'd basically
Oh,
like play
really?
through the whole of Pokemon like over and over again. Like it was ridiculous. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how we used to all like watch each other play it, but like that's how it used to be, and like I just kept playing ever since, you know. But yeah, it's just I think that's something probably more like I guess something standardized. A lot of people in the Smash community be big Pokemon fans, or at least enjoyed it as a kid. Um,
Mm.
you know, at what point was it that you transitioned from like watching anime? Because that's like the standard sort of entry into you know, getting into like being a weeb. Basically, you watch anime first normally, but like,
Yeah.
at what point did you switch over to the manga more, or you know, actually get
Oh, like
introduced to it as a
like
concept?
like so like with manga, I actually there's a store in the city called Minotaur.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you know what? Yeah, Minotaur. That's where my dad took me there when I was like 6, and I got the Sonic comics, and
Okay.
I got Pokemon Adventure manga from there.
Wow, so it's like really early. Like that's quite different. I feel, or maybe
Yeah.
it's either I'm just old, or maybe I just feel like that's not the standard. Like how you get introduced to anime and manga. It's like your dad or like a relative or
Yeah, no,
something. You know,
it's weird. Not a lot of people actually have that.
that's it.
It's
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 cool.
it's yeah, it is very cool. But he doesn't is like even though I said like he introduced me to stuff, but he's not really an anime fan too much. He only watches the Ghibli films, and then he showed me Pokemon and stuff. That's basically it there. He doesn't watch stuff like Naruto and stuff. You know,
I mean, that's fair enough. Like, I don't think anyone needs to dredge through like like 1,200
because
episodes or whatever. You know.
no, yeah, because my dad's an artist and he appreciates the art in the Ghibli films.
All right. Well, that explains a lot straight away when you say that, because that's a
Yeah,
very good
and
example.
at the moment, he teaches at RMIT
Okay.
university. He's an art teacher right now.
There you go. All right. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense, because I'm like, it's kind of strange. You know, it's like anime, but like not really
Oh
anime.
yeah, I
So
should have mentioned that before. Yeah, he is an artist.
okay, that's cool. That obviously would inspire like some of your hobbies as well. Like you said that you like to draw.
Yeah. I'm not like too big into any other form of art. It's just drawing.
Yeah, and I think that also just comes with not just age but accessibility.
Yeah.
Drawing's very easy to do, and it's like it doesn't cost a lot to start. You know, like
Mm.
as long as you got some pencils and some paper, you're good to go. You know,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
like stuff like painting and things like that, it's stuff that I'm personally really wanted to try, but I'm like getting set up and the cost of getting the right paints and the materials and all that stuff. It's like it's a barrier to entry basically. So I can understand that, but it might be something you might be interested later. I don't know. That's something that's only
Yeah.
been interesting to me in the last couple of years. So um, in terms of you know now, like you said, you've been introduced to both, and you enjoy both. Which one do you
Yeah.
prefer more? Do you prefer reading manga or do you prefer watching anime?
I actually a lot of people say the manga like there's a big meme the manga is better, but I actually enjoy the anime. Animes a lot more, and I read a lot of manga, but it doesn't give me the same like punch. You know, those really good scenes with animation and stuff. I just like the anime more and the soundtrack. Yeah, but there are some exceptions,
Mm-hmm.
like the One Piece manga is a lot better than the anime because of the pacing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot better in the manga. And Tokyo Ghoul's manga is a lot better because yeah, it just flows a lot better. So there are some exceptions, but most of the time it's just anime is better for me.
No, I like that. Just that's a well-rounded answer. It's like not you know like you said
Yeah.
the default. Oh, the manga's better because I'm a weeb. You know, like it was like a thought out answer. I like that. Um,
Yeah.
Now, with anime, like a big problem I found, I didn't care it when I was younger because I was young, but
Yeah.
um, there's a lot of filler episodes in some anime.
Oh yeah.
You
Okay.
know, like there's a lot. Like Naruto
Hmm.
was a pretty good
Yeah. Nar
example of having way too much.
yeah, Naruto. It was calculated that 49% of the show was filler.
Yeah, and like for me, like I caught up and I watched all of it because I didn't realize that you didn't have to, right? Um,
Oh, cool.
because
Yeah.
I was just like I was like how old would I have been? Probably like 12, right? And I just like
Mm.
I found Naruto, but no one I knew watched it at the time.
Yeah.
So I just like didn't realize it was like, hey, you don't have to watch filler or whatever. So I literally watched like 600 episodes, whatever, of like filler.
Damn. Okay, I have a confession. I did the same,
Yeah.
but I knew it was filler, but I watched it anyway because I have this. an OCD on my Crunchyroll account, it shows you like the basically like there's like a orange line at the bottom to show like that tells you like if you completed the episode or not. And like if there was like a space in between where there was no um you know like no orange line at the bottom, I'm like, oh, that's gonna annoy me for the rest of my life. And how would I know what happens in this filler episode? So
Oh
I just watched
no,
it all.
that's
I watched it all.
he's the completionist of anime.
I am. Yep.
uh, all right. So now I've got a list of like some weeb related questions. Like, I'm happy for you to explain your answer. You don't feel like you have to get cut off at just the short answer. But because
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
fair few, feel free to like have a sentence or so about why you've picked the reason for
Mm.
these answers. So we'll start off with the first one. What's your favorite normie anime?
So this is like stuff on television and stuff, like when you were a kid and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so that's my explanation. But that being said, you might have your own
Yeah.
explanation that probably makes more sense to people that watch it.
Yeah, because like if you're like an anime fan, like normie anime can consist of like Death Note, Attack on Titan, like Evangelion's pretty normie as well.
Yeah,
Like especially in Australia, a lot of people watch it.
that is true.
But yeah, it's like I think my favorite is Attack on Titan
Okay.
because it's actually it's like very good. A lot of people write it off as just like, oh, this is popular and no one like, and it's just kind of overrated. But it's actually really really good. Attack on Titan.
Okay.
But if we're talking about like TV, it would actually it would be Naruto.
Yeah, which is fair. I think that was probably the best thing that they had on like like early morning television. That was probably the best
Yeah.
anime that they had anyway. Unless you really like Dragon Ball Z.
I actually haven't watched Dragon Ball at all. I haven't watched a single episode of Dragon Ball. That's the only thing
Yeah, look,
I haven't watched.
if you like, for me personally, like I liked Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I didn't like Dragon Ball Z as much. Too much yelling and screaming and not much actually happening. But I think that was partially because of a dub,
Oh yeah.
But it was like, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed like just like the original Dragon Ball. But anyway, that's not really too important. What's your favorite obscure anime or manga?
Obscure. I would say this is very underappreciated anime. Psychic K.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a rundown on what that's about, or at least like
So
its general.
okay, so it's like a anime on Netflix.
Mhm.
It's about like this. It's a high school student who has psychic powers. And like he can like do anything. He's basically God, and like he's like kind of like a smug person as well. And the show's really funny. It's just a normal high school anime, but not it doesn't get as much enough attention as it should.
Oh, what's the one I liked? I watched one weird one. I only watched like episodes of it.
Mm.
It's the one where they it's like a teacher. It's like Great Teacher Onizuka, I think it's called. I just remember there's like a gorilla in there, and there's Freddie Mercury, and this guy with his hair moves, and it's just like really funny. But I can't remember much more about it. And that's like that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen that I've just happened to come across.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that, but it's it's a bit weird. And I just thought if anyone else in the chat knows what it is, let me know because I might be wrong.
Yeah, I actually don't know what it is myself.
Yeah, look, I'll do some research, chat, after the podcast, and if I find it, I'll make a Twitter post because I actually can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Now, overall, like, well, no categorization of anything. What's your favorite anime and manga?
Mob Psycho 100. It actually sounds a lot like Saki K because he's another psychic boy. He's 14 years old. He has psychic powers. The animation is beautiful. The story is beautiful. A very good message. It's only 24 episodes, so yeah, you should all give it a watch. Actually,
Okay, it's nice and short.
yeah, very 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 good. Yeah, it's my favorite by far.
Okay, is there a manga in particular?
Manga, yeah. I'm actually a bit. Pudge told me I was a bit too young for this. Pun Pun.
I've heard a lot about this, and partially because, like you said, Pudge brings it up a fair bit. But
Yeah,
even outside of like the Vic Smash circle, I've heard of Pun Pun as well.
yeah. All like it's like yeah, Pun Pun and One Piece. One Piece is my second favorite anime, and like second favorite. Probably no, actually my favorite manga is actually One Piece. But if we're like talking manga only, then it would be Pun Pun.
Okay, that's a fair call. So if it's like both, then you'd say One
Yeah,
Piece. Yeah.
that's what I was trying to get out.
No, fair enough. Overall, out of all the animes, what's your favorite character?
Favorite character, probably be I really like Naruto. as you can see from my profile picture, Discord. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's really cool. And Luffy from One Piece. I really like him. Chopper from One Piece, and I really like the cat boss from Totoro.
The cat bus, yes. Okay,
Yeah, I have a plushie of the cat boss actually.
there you go. He's got like he's being serious when he says he's a weeb, right?
Yeah,
He doesn't cut corners.
I have not. Definitely, that's not my ninja way, as you could say.
Oh goodness! All right, sort of leads into the next question. Actually, who's your favorite protagonist?
Protagonist is probably yeah Naruto or Luffy.
Yep, and
It's either one of them.
that's a tough call, honestly. They're both pretty
Yeah,
good
they're both
characters.
really good. Like
Favorite?
yeah.
Sorry.
No, sorry, no, you go.
I guess we'll because it's not. We got a fair few of these. So we'll go to the next question. So your favorite villain?
Favorite villain. That's actually a really hard one. I would probably say Pain from Naruto. Do you know Pain?
I don't know if I got to that point
It's in a Shippuden,
because I
which is
got
the
up.
second part.
Yeah, because I watched up to like episode 200 of Shippuden, and then I stopped watching because I was up to date.
Oh yeah, at the time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was literally watching it. Like I went from in like about not even a year, it's probably about 6 months.
Yeah.
I got from episode 1 of the original Naruto to like episode 220 of Shippuden, and that was it. Like I can't wait a week every week to watch 20 minutes. So I just
Yeah.
stopped. Like I just stopped watching. I couldn't do it. Like
Because that's actually really unfortunate. Because that was one of the best arcs in anime. That to a lot of people. Like after the episode like 230 or 40.
fucking hell.
You just missed it. It's so funny. That's where Pain comes in.
Oh man,
Which is
it's just bad timing, I guess. But
yeah. Yeah, Pain is very well written. Itachi is very well written. I like Kataguri from One Piece. It's just a lot to name. Blackbeard from One Piece, yeah, just yeah, a lot of them to name. But
yeah, look, I think that's fair. I think they're probably the best written overall. Like it's easy to like sort of write those characters. It's clear to put their flaws in because they're allowed to have them. You know, like I don't know. I think like they're the character that's very easy to write very well and very interestingly.
yeah.
All right, now we get to the more weeby questions, I guess. So, who's your favorite waifu?
Oh, waifu. Okay. So in uh for now because I'm 16, it's Hinata from Naruto.
Okay.
But maybe apart from her, it would be I like probably adult Hinata. Yeah, when I'm 18.
Doesn't make a difference. No,
I gotta
good.
keep up to date.
All right. The next question was your favorite husbando.
Husbander, that's a pretty tough one. Yeah, that's Sasuke is pretty hot. Like I'm a straight male, but yeah, Sasuke is pretty hot.
It's not like I said. There's no judgment here.
Yeah,
This is just your favorite.
yeah, probably Sasuke. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The next question I had for you was your favorite jutsu in Naruto.
The Kage Bushino Jutsu, which translates to Shadow Clone Jutsu. I really like that one. I did it in the top 3 photo for Pixel.
Okay, I'll tell you something that was really funny about that. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
because one, okay, it was funny that you did it, and two, I was like embarrassed at myself for knowing what you were doing, like simultaneously. But it was fantastic because you actually said it. It's like, if I get a top 3 photo, I'm gonna do Naruto, like jutsu pose.
Yeah.
And you actually did it. It was just like...
Yeah, of course. I never go back on my word because that's my ninja way.
Alright, the last question I had in this like pool of questions was your favorite filler episode.
Yeah, favorite filler. That's a good question because Naruto actually has good filler in my opinion.
Yeah,
I like
I can agree. Like from my perspective, it wasn't all shit. It was just a lot of it. You know,
yeah,
some
yeah, no,
were like
definitely.
they were scaling in like how not like good they were, but it wasn't all bad. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. One of my favorites was when with Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, they're all kids. So this is like part 1 of Naruto, and they wanted to find out what was under Kakashi's mask.
Okay.
Do you remember that one?
Oh, look, honestly, I can't remember very much.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but they were trying to find what was under his mask, and like, cause like they didn't know what he looked like under his mask, so they tried to do like scenarios, but then like just like perfect timing, like mishappens just like happen in the moment where he takes his mask off.
Ah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah. It's like that stereotypical sort of
yeah,
anime thing, right? Where it's
yeah,
just like he's like just as you would see, it's like something will go past and stuff like that, yeah. Or like they'd cover their face at that point or whatever, you know.
yeah. That was probably my favorite filler. It was just fun to watch.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Um, all right, now I've got a hypothetical scenario for you.
Yep.
It's a bit different to what we like to normally do around here. It's basically, um, yeah, we just wanted to see how you'd go with this because, yeah, most people it's not really relevant, but I think for you particularly, because as you pretty much are like an anime protagonist, so I thought it'd be really funny to give you this hypothetical
Yeah.
scenario. Um, all right, so you've been transported into an anime shonen smash world where you are now the protagonist of the show. All right. So
Yeah.
first question is, what would be your catchphrase?
I would take it straight from Naruto, Dr. Bio. Believe it.
Believe it.
Which is Dr. Bio in Japanese.
Is that actually believe it, or is it just like a
It's like
random thing?
it's like oh yeah, the funny story about that before we get into this,
Yeah.
they Dr. Bio it translates to literally nothing. It's gibberish.
Hmm.
That's Naruto says gibberish at the end. So they had to like for the English dub, they were thinking and like, what should we do it? Should we just do it like believe it? And they're like, yeah, okay. That's how it happened.
Yeah, because that's like one of the random things that I remember. I was like, he's kind of saying nothing, but that's fine. Like, believe it was probably the best thing they could have picked for it, I guess.
Yanner, yeah, it was. What else would they do? Yeah, like probably Yanner could have been all right because like that's an actual tick in real life.
Hmm. Okay,
But
so
yeah,
that's fair.
anyway, it would be Dr. Bio for
Okay.
me.
If you've seen Deku Meister's out of context account,
That was made by my friends.
that was so funny because I saw that and I'm just like, it's actually happening.
Yeah.
All right. So who would be the rival in this
My
in this
rival?
anime? Yeah.
I have actually a lot of picks. It would either be the other Wi-Fi warrior, Jura,
Mm-hmm.
or it would be Milk Meme, the guy who goes to my school.
Yeah. No, those are two really good picks.
Yeah.
And it'd make a lot of sense, like in the grand scheme of things, if you were going to like draw this out. Who would be the bracket demon for you?
Bracket Demon. Okay. It was like that's a tricky one. It would probably be Razy. I'm always scared when I'm versing against him because he's just gonna Twitter clip me like in a like snap of his fingers. So I'll just be on Twitter. Like that's all I'm always scared of. Like, don't clip me, please.
It's like the
You know?
one where you see it in the bracket, like, and it would transition to like the bracket part, and then like your head
Yeah.
goes like, "Whoa!" and you go back because you can see like you could
No,
potentially
I'm
verse you.
Yeah.
All right. So who would be like the best player in like the anime in the local scene?
The best player would be oh, we'll just make it J Dizzle. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
Like
it's.
that.
I guess it's not too. It's just that person that's there. Like the story focus would be on you, right? But that's that person that's there, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it doesn't have to. Like it doesn't really affect the story too much who it is necessarily. All right, now
Yeah.
would you consider the quarantine period? That time
Yeah.
skip arc where
Time
you just
time
leveled
skip.
up.
Yeah. It would either be you or it would be Base Mage because Base Mage actually the best buff in the world actually coached me. He looked at my VODs and he was giving me tips and stuff over quarantine.
Okay, so it's just like us two, like
Yeah, you
basically.
two together.
So
Yeah.
so we're just those dudes that like train you up in the time skip, right?
Yeah, just like Jiraiya, you know.
I'd rather not be like
Okay, well, I'm not saying like that, but
no,
like
no, but
just like the
he's
image
pretty
himself,
he's pretty powerful.
like the teacher.
He's a good
Yeah.
teacher. Everything else is questionable. So
Yeah.
all right. And the last question for this hypothetical scenario is, what would be your signature move?
Signature. It would be rest. Actually,
Sick.
I'd be in a really tough battle. I'll always be dying, but then let's just say the Ninetales Fox is Jigglypuff inside me. It gets released, and I turn into next this. I don't know where this is going, but I turn into like this Jigglypuff thing, and I rest the opponent.
You get out of your chair and you just arrest the dude next to you.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. That was fun. That was something a bit different. But I felt
that was very fun.
it's just it felt like it just made sense for you, so we rolled with it. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. So that yeah. So hopefully, if you didn't really know much about Deku, that's a good insight to you know the Omega Weeb he actually is.
Yep. That's
But
me.
now we'll move on to the Smash side of things. So we're gonna start
All
off
right. Yeah.
with the beginning, the Smash beginnings, which was really
Yeah.
for you being the Smash 4 Wi-Fi warrior. Um,
Yes.
a lot of people
Um.
probably don't know too much about it, so let's start from the start. What was the first Smash game that you played? And
It was my first Smash game was Brawl.
okay, yep,
I didn't have a main. I just played my favorite video game character, so it was Sonic. I really liked Sonic back in the day, Pikachu, and because I liked Pokemon and Mario, I liked Mario,
yep.
and also Kirby. I really liked Kirby as well back then. Yeah, and I did Subspace as well. That was really fun memory coming home from school in like grade 1, grade 2, and completing Subspace.
It makes me so sad that you say grade 1 because then I'm thinking that was at least grade 6. No, I might have even been older, at the time.
So it was like no, I got it in like 2010, 11.
Okay, because I
I'm
think
pretty sure.
what did it come out
Yeah,
like 2000 and it came out late. Like the Wii came out and it came out like a year and a half later or something because it kept
yeah,
getting delayed. Um, which was really annoying for someone like at the time I was the dude that was always looking at the website, Smash Bros website, like every day for like the new, you know.
yeah. Oh yeah. I was never. I never really got. I never got into it because I was too young. I guess at the time to really know it was a thing.
Yeah, no, that's
So
fair enough. For me, it was
yeah,
just like exciting new Smash game for a kid that played Smash all the time,
yeah,
like casually. So, all right, so that's where it sort of started. You kind of just played whoever, right?
yeah. I
Now
didn't have a man.
and then like so I'm guessing Smash 4 happened. And you were playing
Yeah.
Smash 4 and the like. So,
I
can you give us a gauge of sort of like what was the story? How'd you end up, picking Puff?
yeah, Puff. So a long story. I was getting into the competitive scene, and I was trying out. I picked random, and I couldn't find my character. I was just picking like my favorite video game characters again, as I said, like Kirby, Pikachu, and stuff like that.
Yep.
I didn't really find my character, so I was like, all right, let's see what random picks me. And it picked Jigglypuff, and I really liked her movement in the air. And I was looking at Melee videos, and I'm like, she's pretty cool in Melee. I wonder how good she is in Smash 4. And she was the worst character in the game. And I'm like, all right, I'll make do.
That's
So yeah.
that's unfortunate.
And my tag back then was Blue Kirby 16, so I don't think anyone would have recognized me anyway
Okay, because
on the Wii U. Yeah,
that
on
was
the Wii
something
U.
I was gonna say. Was it Deku Meister at the time? But
No,
yeah,
it was I like no because like my YouTube. I remember having like a YouTube or like just like Instagram like back in the day. It was Deku Meister.
okay,
Like I always had that I had the username, but like yeah, I didn't use it for the Wii U for some reason. I don't know why, but
that's fair
yeah,
enough. Um, yeah. So I guess you were playing Smash 4. Was it just a lot of for glory playing
yeah,
or
just for glory and library tournaments.
the library tournaments? There we go. So that was actually still in Smash 4.
Yeah, that was Smash 4. That was like my I didn't like go to like actual tournaments. I just went to the library. I came. I remember like no one like really took the game seriously there. There was this one guy who was really good just naturally, but he's like compared to like now like we're like Vixen like yeah he's just kind of a casual player, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to like everyone else he was like really good. He was just like casual,
He
but
was just the
he was
guy to
like better than
beat.
everyone else, and I was like really determined to beat him one day. So, and I remember getting second. I lost to him. It was a best of one. They didn't know how to run stuff, so it was only one game we had, and it was always on FD.
Oh, that's the classic, right?
Yeah, the Omega stage is random, and I was playing, and I remember playing against people with Jigglypuff, and they're like, "Whoa, how'd you do that as Jigglypuff?" Because I just rested, just like straight up rested, just on their shield, and they didn't know how to shield, you know. So yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a pro Jigglypuff player myself.
Oh goodness me, that's
Yeah,
funny
so yeah,
as.
and Hungry Box is a big inspiration, not in Ultimate, but in Melee and like seeing him pop off all the time. I really liked Hbox a lot, and I have a sticker on my iPad for school, Hbox sticker
Okay.
of him winning Evo and him crying on the ground. It's really funny, but yeah, I really look up to Hbox, especially in Melee.
Okay, no, that makes that makes sense. So that's like
Yeah,
you saw the character was cool in the game where she's actually really good.
yeah,
So you're like, I want to play it in this game that's new, and then you find out later, like you said, that she's
yeah,
kind of bad.
yeah. When I found out what tier lists were, I'm like, Well, because like, oh, you know, I remember when I first like saw what a tier list was, and I saw Puff at the bottom. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, is it like alphabetical order or something? And like, what does S and stuff mean? And yeah, and then I realized she's the worst character in the game. I'm like, what?
No,
Oh, but
that's just
I
unfortunate.
stuck with her because yeah, she's just like she's really cute, and I felt like I could really push the meta, and I would be like, I wanted to be a good player with a low tier character, you know?
Okay, so you're one of those people. I see how it is. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, but like even then back then I was like, yeah, I think I could make do like in Australia with a like a low tier, like I could like be even number one in the world.
Yeah.
That's what I thought back then, you know?
No, I
Humble
mean
humble beginnings.
it's not it's still not completely untrue, especially like at like state and even like I'd say at state level at the very least. Like you can pretty much play whoever you want. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's obviously going to be a lot harder the higher you go, but you can still like ultimately this game's still for fun. You want to make sure you're enjoying yourself as well.
Yeah.
And that's not to say people play high like top tiers or high tier characters that they don't enjoy the game, but as long as you're enjoying the character you play, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, also the I was actually forgot to mention like because like Puff was the most fun character in the game for me. That's why I played her a lot because like I just had so much fun hitting rest and just seeing like the satisfying sound, you know, the
That's
rest
fair.
hitting.
Even I
Very
like it.
yeah.
Like as a
That's what.
casual, you always wanted to get the rare stuff, even if you'll probably die for it. You went for it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, this is like yeah, basically yeah. That's how I main Puff and yeah, just was just on full glory a lot, and I don't even remember like fighting like big names like Sebpro, DD, J and stuff like that. I don't really remember anyone like that anyway. It was mostly just like DK players, like so like because like I was very low GSP in Smash 4. You
Okay,
know?
with was that because it's full glory, right? But it was just
Yeah,
like what's the word I'm trying to say? Like you didn't. It was just you kind of just played to play, right? Like it wasn't
yeah,
trying to find good players or anything like that necessarily. Like
yeah.
like
It's kind of the game.
ultimate, everyone's trying to like all right,
Oh
I
yeah,
want to
'cause
get my GSP up so I can verse good players and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
no one
No,
really
because
sort of cared.
I remember saying to myself like I should just like don't worry about like if I'm winning or losing right now. I just need to learn the game before Ultimate comes out. That's basically what I was thinking.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
because I was actually oh yeah, and I kind of joined late-ish to Smash 4.
All right,
Just
okay.
like it wasn't at 2014. I was playing competitively. I still like just played now and then with my cousins, just with items and stuff, and playing my yeah, just Sonic Pikachu and stuff. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then when I found out you could play it as like a high level, I got really interested. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I guess the next part of the podcast we'll be heading into is the ultimate Wi-Fi
Yeah,
experience.
Ultimate. Yeah,
So
Ultimate's big. Yeah, big part of my life. You
yeah,
know.
and I mean, like, I guess from your perspective, being a lot younger, yeah, it like it adds up, right? Like 1 year or 2 years in one game is actually like a pretty significant portion of your lifetime.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's it's a little bit less just because I'm old. Um, you've been pretty active, like member of the Wi-Fi community in Ultimate.
Yeah.
Now with the game
Um.
itself, did you buy it on release or was it something that
Oh, I
you?
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the day. It was the day just before Ultimate released, and I was talking to my friend Cat Matt. Shout out to him. I was talking to
Yep.
him, and yeah, and we were like, oh, one more day until Smash Ultimate release. I'm like, oh yeah, so hype. And we were watching like the directs and stuff when it came out. Yeah, really cool. And then Matthew was smart and he downloaded the game at 12 o'clock just digitally. But I waited for the physical release, so I played it there. And I remember playing Puff for the first time. I'm like, whoa, this character is actually kind of good now.
There you go. For me, I remember I just got it the day I had work. Like I
Mm.
was working. Obviously, I'm old. I'll keep saying that just because you make me feel old. But I
I'm
knew.
sorry.
I'm pretty sure it came out on the Friday, right? So I took
Yeah.
the Friday off because I'm like, screw it. I love this game, yeah. So I'm just gonna take a day off and just like unlock all the characters. So bought the game, came home, and literally just like played multiplayer. Like I played with myself for a few hours because I had a few mates that were working, so I was just waiting for them to finish. And then we
Yeah.
literally just played Ultimate all day and tried to unlock all the characters like as
Oh,
quickly as
that's
we
cool.
could. And I just like played like I basically just played random for hours and hours and hours. I just wanted to play everyone. Like it was nuts.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just like I guess for me because the everyone is here thing was like appealed to the old man nostalgia. It's like I remember playing this guy in Melee, and they haven't come back since. It's like Pichu and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was just really exciting playing Snake again after how many years. Yeah,
yeah.
it was a really cool time, I think, for everyone. Everyone was pretty hype about it. Um, Now, from day one, was it something that you like? Were you just playing with your friends still, or was it? Did you sort of jump on the Wi-Fi pretty quickly
Oh
after that?
yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing. I had a friend over. I invited my friend over just to play Smash, like for the just on the release. So when we got home, we played Smash. Yeah,
Yep.
and I got the GameCube controller. Oh yeah, I should mention I played on Wii U gamepad for Smash 4. So this is like
Jesus
I
Christ.
got a yes, I got the adapter and controller on release, and that's why I have the ultimate controller.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say because like that's quite the transition from the Wii U
Yeah.
gamepad.
Yeah, so I was like learning for the day, and then like I went to sleep. Friend went home. We had a good day. And then the next day I tried Wi-Fi, and I was actually at first I was because like of this new GSP like system, and it would show next to your like character. I
Hmm.
was actually a bit nervous to play Puff, so I actually played Ness because I thought Ness was really easy, and I really like Earthbound as well, so I just played Ness.
Just calling out Kami there. Just saying. I'm just kidding.
No, no, Kami's cool. I love you,
No,
Kami.
I'm just staring. I'm just staring. No,
Yeah,
because I'm a big Earthbound fan as well. So, and I was almost like going to main this before I started going to tournaments.
yeah,
It's just one of those characters I think, especially, and I think unfortunately because a lot of people play it from Wi-Fi, it feels like a very viable character. He still is, just not
yeah, no, yeah.
as There's a lot of stuff you get away with that you couldn't
Yeah,
normally.
yeah. So
Um,
I remember playing against like Bowser, and I was like kind of nervous. I'm like yeah, all right. So then after then I got actually my first character was Yoshi in Elite Smash as well. I also tried Yoshi and I just got him in Elite. I'm like oh okay, yeah Yoshi's pretty cool I guess. So, so yeah, and then after a while I built confidence and I'm like yeah I'm gonna try Puff. So yeah I was playing Puff just for like a month on quick play, like all like the entire like December. I was just quick play basically for Smash Bros. I was playing on quick play learning the game.
yeah, no, that's fair enough. Now, how did you find out about all these like Wi-Fi like tournaments and things like that?
Yeah. So then on the second month of Ultimate, so like January, when January the new year rolled around, I found out arenas, and I thought it was a lot better than quick play because there's no GSP. I didn't
Yeah,
really like GSP.
that's
So
fair.
yeah, and then there was this like so I went onto this guy's arena and he had a link on the top like to the name arena. I'm like a link. What's this for? So I tapped it in on my iPad because I was using my iPad, my school iPad, and I found it was a Discord server
Okay,
for Smash Bros tournaments. I'm like, whoa, they do that online? How do you like with arenas? That's really cool. So I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I was the Jigglypuff in your arena. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And like, how he introduced me to everything and how tournaments work online. Yeah, so I
wow.
was, and there was and he told me the new one was coming out. Like the tournament was going to be on Saturday, and I didn't know how to make a challenge account, so I used a guest account for 2 months. So, yeah, so I was just like just Deku Meister with like all lowercase and no profile picture on the challenge.
Yeah, so you made it really hard for me to do my
I'm sorry,
research,
yeah.
but it's fine. I worked around it. It took me a little bit longer than I
Yeah,
normally would. Normally, it's the good old Smash CG covers me quite well, but challenge is painful in that regard. I did a lot of it.
yeah,
It took me like probably about half an hour, 45 minutes, just like digging through all these old tournaments that were Wi-Fi ones to see if I could find if you were attending them or not. So the furthest back I could find was one that was found in it was June 2019. Now I don't know.
June, yeah.
Would that sound about right for when you went
That
like?
sounds pretty sure. I'm not too sure. I think it was actually like March, maybe March or February. I started on online tournaments for like a certain server.
Okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, and I was and then I remember this everyone was surprised I was doing well. I was surprised myself because like I thought like those online tournaments had the best of the best in Australia
Ah,
for the
okay,
Wi-Fi. So
yeah.
and I was really surprised I got top 3 at like that online tournament. I'm like, "Oh, maybe I'm actually all right at this game." So yeah, and then I got like a lot of attention from the other Wi-Fi warriors, and yeah, and I had like a really fun time with a lot of them. Yeah, I made really good friends with a lot of online friends. Shout out to Sags. He was he was really cool to me when I was playing Wi-Fi, and yeah,
There you go. So that's sort of the intro, how you got sort of involved, I guess, in the competitive side of the game. Um,
yeah,
and it was literally because you just stumbled across someone's random arena that
yeah.
had a
No, I don't
Discord
know where
server
I
in it.
would be. I don't know where I would be if I didn't stumble across that guy's arena.
That's so funny. Like it just sometimes things like that just happen. So that's nuts. That's really
Yeah.
interesting. Um, I guess the other thing I sort of want to talk about a bit was, you know, there's like let's just talk about the Wi-Fi community in general because it's something I
Oh
think
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
for a lot of the people that may just go to offline tournaments only, they don't really know. Like, it's not really explored by them. They don't really know much
Yeah.
about it. My own personal experience with like people in Wi-Fi and the community itself. A lot of people are generally positive about the
Yeah.
game as a whole. Um, but at the same time, there's like this sort of level of like it's like a weird sort of toxicity. It's not like
Oh yeah.
the Kami
Okay.
toxicity we were talking about with Call of Duty.
Comedy
Well,
toxicity.
not him specifically, but the Call of Duty
Oh
toxic sort of
yeah.
behavior. It's just like it's sort of like more passive aggressive, more. Um, some people are very like self depreciating about stuff they're doing, and it's like it's really weird. Like
Mm.
what's your sort of thoughts on it?
Yeah. I'll try to explain like how like kind of everything works. Like there's like a meme channel and people post memes. Like yeah, because I have experience in both, and there's like a major difference in my opinion.
Yep, yep.
Uh, People are yeah, even like online, people are pretty positive, as you said, but like when they lose, like everyone kind of just like spews out their emotions on the other player, especially in the olden days.
Hmm.
Like when they lose, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe I lost," and like I'm so sad and stuff. Yeah, they would just like be like that, and then yeah, and then like you would have people like here with like really bad connections and stuff,
Yeah.
but like and you like I think like the biggest difference between offline and online is the social aspect. A lot of people like are more social and
Hmm.
stuff
Yeah.
online, and like the way you ask for friendlies, just how everything works. You don't really like. So like I remember a lot of people actually for like the social aspect would go in VC. We would all go in VC together and play. Like especially in the olden days of Wi-Fi, we would like go on a VC and we would all play together, and just like say, oh, how would we go and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
yeah, that was.
sorry, go.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. So yeah, and then we would just like talk to each other a lot. I made a lot of friends from there, and yeah, I actually also met Kami. We were talking about Kami before
Oh yeah.
online. I met him in an arena once. He called me a virgin, but it was true, and I'm happy it's true. But yeah, it's like yeah, and it was funny seeing like I remember back then it was funny seeing Kami like that, and
Sorry.
the other people would make arenas. I remember I would win, like kind of like a winning streak in an arena, and then they would close the arena. I'm like, oh, where did he go? They kicked me, so I went back in the same arena from the same guy. It would be like something like, fuck, like F Deku Meister, and like Deku is stupid and stuff like that. And I thought it was really funny. Like I knew that like they couldn't really hurt me from the internet, so I didn't really care too much. But it was just kind of funny.
The toxic behavior, but it's a bit unfortunate, but it's there
Yeah,
though.
it's there. Yeah, it is what it is though. Like it's just the internet, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's something that like you said, it is what it is. It's just how you deal with it, and
Yeah,
like you said, because you're aware of how it is, you just sort of you take it for grain of salt, and you kind of just ignore people. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, definitely. And like even though like I said, like a lot of people get salty, I like should like in like happier terms, like like most of them, like probably all of them, like just they're really good people, like just fun to talk to. And like while playing Smash Bros and friendlies, we would all like VC and we'll all have a fun time.
Yeah, so
Wi-Fi, yeah, it was just the kind of like innocent, like humble beginnings of like our Smash careers.
yeah, you're just kind of playing with people that also like the game, so that's like it's just like a win-win, like from a social aspect. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
people that I can talk to about Smash. It's always
yeah,
nice. I guess another sort of thing I wanted to dabble into is there's a fair few things that from people, from the offline community, they found annoying, especially in the early days. Like we're talking like pre-Rona when like things were starting to close down
oh
tournament
yeah,
wise.
pre-coronavirus, yeah,
Yeah, so like people sort of were dabbling in a bit of Wi-Fi when tournaments started stopping, because of the situation, and there was like a
yeah,
lot of like habits and behaviors that were quite weird to players that were from you know offline, I guess you could say. So one of those things was when you're playing like friendlies with someone on Wi-Fi, and they'd say
yeah.
GG after every game. Um,
Oh, okay. Um, Okay, yeah, I'll explain something really quick. That's like the classic Wi-Fi kid thing to do. I am victim of that too. I stopped. I remember Nerd. I think it was Nerd. He told me to stop saying GG after every game. I'm like, oh, I thought it was a nice thing to do, and he's like, no, it's annoying. I'm like, oh, okay. So I stopped saying GG after every game. That's like a giant Wi-Fi kid thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
very very
definitely
common. Very common.
very common. I remember that even when you came to, it's like one of the Rambats. I think it was doubles, and you were there with Milk
Yeah.
Meme, and I was playing with Nate.
We said GG after every game. I
I'm
think.
just like we'd win, you'd say GG's like the set's not over, man. Like you don't have to say
Oh no,
GG.
no, I knew the set wasn't over.
No,
It's
but
just like it's just a Wi-Fi kid thing to do, you know?
yeah, but that's
Say
how
GG
how we
after
were.
every
We're
game.
just like in our heads, like, why are you saying this? Like, do you not know the rules, or is there something wrong?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
so
it's just yeah, it's just like if you come across someone who says that, they're just a Wi-Fi warrior. They mean no harm as well. They're
yeah,
just
no,
trying to be
no, we
polite.
understand, but it was just like weird because like especially like when like a lot of us play friendlies for quite a long time, you know, like we
Yeah,
play friendlies for an hour or 2 hours. Like if you're saying GG after every game, you're saying GG like 60 to 100 times. Like
yeah,
it's not
oh
necessary.
yeah, yeah. Even like especially in the olden days of Wi-Fi, you would see like the whole friendlies chat flooded with GG, GG, GG. Like it
now
was
it's
just flooded with that.
now it's just the lobby after people have finished playing games with each other. It's like GG's
Yeah,
at this person, and you're just like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's what happens a lot now as well.
Which I
Back
don't
in like
mind. I think that's less cluttering than GG after every game, so
yeah,
that's fine. Um, Now I guess the final point for like just the general Wi-Fi sort of players that might be listening that maybe haven't attended a local. I know it's hard at the moment, given there's not many happening. But for anyone that might be listening that's interested in entering an online, even online tournaments, you know what I mean?
mm.
What's like? Can you give us like a bit of a rundown about the Wi-Fi tournaments that are running? You know, when they sort of run, if anyone's
Yeah.
interested or can't attend tournaments.
I have like yeah a lot of memories attached to it, especially from like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there would first signups and in the morning, like you would wake up and there would be signups like, oh yeah, sign up for this on challenge, and you would sign up, and yeah, and you would just wait the entire day, and they would do it at like 7 o'clock, like 7, 6 o'clock, and you would have to, and especially for me, you had to finish dinner really fast, like your match is starting in 5 minutes. Oh, I gotta chow down this dinner, and I was just like, yeah, speeding, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go to my tournament.
So it.
Yeah, and my
Okay. I'm just imagining you like just not chewing and just ingesting food as quickly as possible so you can run back to your room and start your Wi-Fi
yeah.
round one.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get to my Wi-Fi, dad. I gotta finish this dinner really fast. I remember one time I had to put my dinner in the fridge because I would miss my round one. I had to heat it up later. It's like because they would put it like they'll put the tournament at the time exactly when dinner would start or dinner would just end.
It's just unfortunate. Like I guess for me, um, like my schedule's a bit different to most. Like I start work quite early, even though I work in an office. I start work about 7 o'clock or 7:30, and I finish 3:30. So I normally have dinner around 5 o'clock. So when I
Mm.
was entering Wi-Fi tournaments, I ate like hours before it started, so it wasn't really a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
But for most people, a lot of people have dinner at like 6:37. Not the best
Mm.
timing for the Wi-Fi tournament stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely the timing and stuff. And I remember sitting down for my round one, like on my couch. Yeah, like just, like not next to the person, just like on my couch. I'm like, yeah, I got this. So I was like telling myself, and I could. Oh yeah, just I was gonna actually say a benefit on Wi-Fi tournaments that you can actually talk to yourself during the set, and no one else would hear. Like you can think out loud and stuff, and your mistakes. That's something that I actually like about Wi-Fi.
Okay,
You
that's
could
interesting.
yeah. I know a lot of people talk about this, but like for me, thinking out loud is just like really helps. And yeah, I'm like thinking, I'm like, yeah, okay, so if I do this and like I'll catch their recovery from there, yeah, and I would like talk myself out loud and it would really help during the sets.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. For me personally, I don't like it because I will vocalize my frustration. Um,
Oh yeah,
and that
okay.
I just tilt myself. Whereas like at a tournament, um, because of human tendencies to behave differently when they're around other people, I just sort of keep it to myself, you know, so it's a bit different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I never really get angry unless it's like laggy and like I had to like be DQ'd because like the internet's slightly better than mine. That would make me a bit upset, but apart from that, I don't really get angry at Smash.
Yeah, no, look, that's part of, like I said, the reason I stopped sort of doing the Wi-Fi tournaments was mostly
Yeah,
for
it
that.
would make everyone so angry. I remember like when the Rona and like I was like like I was going to offline tournaments before coronavirus, like in
Mm.
that kind of like 3 month stage,
Yeah.
school holidays and like end of school. I was going to offline, and then like the coronavirus came out, and I'm like, oh, all right, I guess I'm back to Wi-Fi. And like I was used to everything, but like no one else was, and everyone I remember getting everyone getting like so angry on Twitter.
Because it's just not. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the same. And I guess it's like when you have a good thing for so long, you're not used to it. Like
Yeah.
having to go back to something. Like I guess it's like primitive Wi-Fi stuff. I mean, I played Brawl Wi-Fi, and that was awful.
Oh,
And
I never touched online actually, on Brawl.
mm,
Well, I was like 6 at the time. I didn't. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's fair
yeah. I
enough.
didn't actually have Wi-Fi at my house until like I was like 7 or 8. So
Okay,
like,
so you're not going to be playing online. You wouldn't
yeah,
have had it.
I couldn't play online anyway.
All right, that's cool. So that's like a rundown of the Wi-Fi sort of experience, especially in the early
Yeah.
days. Now, for your tournament beginnings,
Oh,
uh,
offline. Yeah.
yeah, offline, you're a bit of a weave destroyer. So the first tournament that I know that you went to that was like Couch Warriors ran was like at an
Yeah.
anime convention. Do you know which one it was?
Yeah, I do. It was September 2019. It was called it was the anime expo for Anime Lab. I think it was like Anime Lab sponsored
Ah,
the
yep, yep.
thing, which is
Okay.
like a streaming service for anime.
Yeah, because I know,
But
I know, like Couch Warriors, there's a few tournaments at those sort of conventions and stuff to sort of get people interested. So you were there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, because I think I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Neoblade, if you're watching, but I think you were actually there.
yeah,
I think
look,
Neoblade was there.
look, that wouldn't surprise me. I
Yeah,
know,
no, yeah, me neither.
I know Neoblade's into his anime, so that's not too
Yeah,
surprising.
because like I remember versing a PT, and I remember he was actually looking like I think he looked like Neoblade as well, and he was playing Pokemon Trainer.
Yep, that would make
And yeah,
sense.
I'm pretty sure it was Neoblade, and I remember like it was a really close set between us, and I just like pulled through.
There you go.
And this is where I first met Pudge as well. And yeah, Pudge is a great guy.
Yeah,
You know,
Pudge is also a weeb, isn't he?
yeah, he is. Yeah, so I met him there. But
There you go.
I dressed up as Luffy from One Piece. You can see
Okay.
the straw hat. Oh, a funny story with that. I um I had to. There was no straw hats anywhere, like in like a Kmart and stuff that like looked like Luffy's straw hat from One Piece.
Yep, yep.
So I was looking around and I saw a sports girl had a straw hat that looked exactly like Luffy's straw hat. I'm
No.
like, I'm gonna have to go in. There were like 7 girls in there, and I was the only boy who walked in, and everyone was looking at me funny. So, and I bought it. I'm like, oh, can I have this straw hat, please? And they're like, and they were laughing at me. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, thank you.
It's so
So I
fun.
walk out. It's funny. It was funny.
Like, I
Yeah, I just
think
walked out.
the funny part for me is like like being older, right? Is just like you could have literally been buying that for everyone, but you overthought that situation so much that it just caused that interaction, and everyone was just sort of like, "What's happening?" Oh goodness, that's fine. That's part of growing up,
That
right?
is funny. Yeah. So yeah, and then I had like I had a V-neck t-shirt, like red t-shirt that looked
Yep, yep.
exactly like Luffy's shirt. So I wore that as well. And I had surprisingly the like looks like the exact same like fluffy shorts that Luffy has. So I wore that as well. And I just wore like thongs because he wears thongs in One Piece.
Yeah.
So I wore that and I was all ready to go.
So you
So
were
yeah.
cosplaying as Luffy, entering this Smash tournament, and
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I didn't actually know it was a Smash tournament. I didn't go there because of Smash. I actually went there with my friend because we were both big weebs.
yep,
So I was going there and we were like looking around everywhere. And yeah, I bought some stuff, and we had lunch together. And then like I was walking around and I saw Smash. There was like 6 or 10 monitors, and like everyone was playing Smash. I'm like, wait, they have Smash Bros here? So I went up, and I think it was actually Ignis who was there. And I said to him, I'm like, oh, is this a tournament? And he said, yeah. Do you want to sign up? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll sign up. So yeah, I signed up, and yeah, that's how. And I was just like playing games there with Pudge. I met Pudge there,
that's
and he was
funny.
like, yeah. I don't know where I would be if I didn't actually go up to Ignis and say, oh, is this a tournament?
So it's like in both scenarios, you've come across tournaments in one way or another. Is literally by coincidence both times.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's so crazy.
That's
Um,
yeah, just the thought of that's nuts. Like like
yeah,
for me, it's like normally people kind of know, or they've got a friend that know. Like you've kind of just stumbled across it twice.
yeah, I know. I stumbled across it like twice,
That's
and
nuts.
yeah, so I was playing there. remember versing this actually a good friend now. I didn't actually meet him until like coronavirus things, but
Hmm.
this guy called EKH. He plays Inkling. He's in Vic. He was
Yeah.
my first round. Yeah, and now we're actually good friends, but back then we didn't know each other, so it's really weird thinking about that. And he was playing Pikachu back then. So yeah, and then I was versing this guy. He was playing. It wasn't Vine Green, but it was another Pac-Man.
Hmm. I mean, there's a few, so it's hard to
He
say.
has like a fringe, and he's tallish, I think.
Couldn't tell you from looks because most of the
Yeah.
Pac-Mans I know are from Wi-Fi. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
outside of Vine Green in person, I haven't seen too many of the Pac-Mans in person.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember versing a Pac-Man, and then I think Near Blade, and then I was in grand finals with Fortune, which I didn't know he was a PR player. I didn't even know what PR really meant. But yeah, I was and I versed him, and he like I remember taking a game, and then, like when I finished, I'm like, wow, you're really good. And then Pudge like introduced me to everything what PR meant and the Vic locals, and he handed me like this Catch Warriors like kind of like a thing where like all the locals I think like as a, like a
Oh, like little schedule,
card,
right?
yeah, little schedule, and I still have that in my drawer to this day because it's kind of a memory, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like that's my beginnings. Was like, hey, I went to that tournament, and they gave me this sheet,
Yeah,
and then I started going to locals.
yeah. Then I came back, went to school, and like for another month, I was just playing Wi-Fi, you know, just do Wi-Fi, and then I was thinking about the Crash Warriors thing kind of a lot, and then this the man himself, Seb Pro, called me on Discord. I'm like, oh, what's up? I didn't know who Seb Pro was at the time as well, and I thought his tag was really funny. And yeah, and he was talking to me, and he was talking about like he saw my result from the anime convention. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. And he was showing me PR, everything, how everything works. Uh, yeah, and because he was also friends with my friend called Isoc and Joker.
Yep.
Yeah, so he called me from there, and yeah, then yeah, he showed me the Arcadian was coming up,
Ah, yep. And
and that's
that's
how it all started. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go to the Arcadian, and I was like, I was really pumped. I was like, you're 200 people. This sounds really cool. I was really excited to meet everyone, and I remember, yeah, but actually, I won't daddle into it too much now. But yeah, that's basically the story.
no. I'm happy. Honestly, give me your thoughts about it because I guess
Yeah,
you know, I saw it from a different lens, right? I was really part of the community. You know, like I guess I really want to do well because you know I was trying to get my
yeah.
ranks up and stuff like that. But I guess for you being a first tournament, it would have been quite different. So just give us a roll through like
Yeah.
what it was
So
like.
like my first real Vic tournament, the Arcadian, and I remember walking in and I handshook Seb and I'm like, oh, this is Deku. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I remember seeing Kami. I'm like, Kami from online. And yeah, I was really surprised. And saw One for All from online as well.
Yeah, because
And
I mean, a lot of
he's
us
cool.
were pretty big Wi-Fi warriors around that time too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I remember really being really excited to see him. Uh, yeah, so I went in, like when I paid Duan the prize fee, and then I took. This is gonna sound so anime cliche, but like I took it like I remember being in the middle of the tournament room, and like I think there was P9 to the left of me, and just like Ignis like setting up a monitor, and I breathed in, and I thought to myself, this is where I start, you know, my Smash journey. That sounds so cliche, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it smells nice, you know.
the gamer smell.
The game, the game is smell.
Oh,
Yeah, and
dude,
then
that's so funny. But like, I know, I definitely know that feel, and I guess probably if I was a bit younger when I started, you like those sort of more creative ways of looking at it sort of come through for me. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play some games, and you're sort of like, my first tournament. You know, it's like
yeah,
when Ash tries to catch his first Pokemon. You know, he's just like pumped to be there, sort of thing. Doesn't really care what it is
yeah,
or how he
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, and I like, cause yeah, I was gonna say like how I went. Like,
Hmm.
I didn't. I actually expected to go like I only expected to win like, cause like I thought everyone there was like super good. I didn't know what Arcadian meant. I thought it was just the name of the tournament.
Okay.
So I thought everyone there like 200 people. Like, is everyone just like like a god at this game? So I didn't expect to come 22nd out of like 200 people, and I was so impressed like with myself.
I
I
mean,
really like that
even
result.
regardless, being a first tournament, that's like a very good
Yeah,
result to get. You know.
and I remember talking to a lot of people there, and I went out like And I remember going out to try and find food with my friends Joker and Isaac, and there was nothing. There was like nothing to eat. There was like a gas station. That's where we went there, and we got like chips and stuff.
Did I
But
bump into you guys there?
did I bump? I don't. I actually. I. Yeah, like with you. I didn't think I really met you until like one EBS, and I remember we talked there once.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
like I didn't actually like, but like I literally just bumped into you guys, like in a sense, like I think we're both at the same convenience store. Um,
Oh really?
yeah, I think I just had to grab smokes for someone. Um,
Oh okay.
yeah, so it's like you guys came in, and we just sort of left at the same time. I think that's what happened. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
but I can't remember. Anyway,
Um.
it doesn't matter too much. But that was like the potential. It's just like that was the first moment we technically met, but we didn't actually interact at all.
Yeah. Yeah. But and then I remember like for like gameplay wise, like I remember like I was wanting to go on stream because I never been on stream like ever, like for anything.
Yep.
So like yeah, and I was like playing so nervous that I actually had to switch to Kirby halfway because I was too nervous to like play Puff.
Oh
Like
goodness.
because like I remember getting destroyed the first round like by Soda Man for as Puff.
Yep. Yep.
He was the Inkling because like I was shaking. I was so nervous to being on stream. So I switched to Kirby and I actually won that round just by Kirby cheese. That was really funny. But yeah, I was like, yes, I won my first round and it was on the stream.
It's funny you say
So
that.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I almost got Kirby cheesed as well. What was his name?
yeah.
Rendered Spy. I'm pretty sure it was my first round.
Rendered Spy. Yeah, he's one
Yeah.
of my best friends. Like just in real life, he doesn't play. Oh yeah, by the way, he doesn't really play alt anymore.
No, that's fair enough. I
He
just remember
plays Rivals.
he came to a fair few things at the start. Like
Yeah,
after
he
the arcadian, he went to a fair few things. I just remember that Kirby, and it was quite terrifying for me because literally no one played Kirby. So I was like, I
yeah,
don't know what you're doing, but if I just don't interact with you as much as possible, I should win this. Um,
yeah, yeah,
but oh, that was so scary because you just like you know do like the forward throw, like forward air, like
yeah, and
drag
then a
down
Greek
stuff,
grab. Yeah,
and
yeah,
that shit was just like freaking me out because I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I'm big and I'm taking all these combos. He did really well. Like he didn't win that set, but it was just like, hey, like he knows his stuff about the character, and you know what I mean.
yeah,
But yeah, you just reminded me of that with that Kirby. Anyway,
yeah. He doesn't play Ultimate anymore. He actually plays Rivals of Aether.
yeah, I think. What did you play some rivals before he stopped playing Ultimate? Like, did he? I'm sure he was playing it at the Rambats as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
right?
he was, yeah, and
Yeah,
he's like one of my closest friends. Like, because even though he doesn't play Smash anymore, yeah, he's still a very close friend
yeah,
of
that's
mine.
cool. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and then I remember like, yeah, then like my last round, I remember like I think it was like Duon and some other guy noticed how I was doing pretty well for my first tournament as like Jigglypuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I remember versing Dampe, I think he was called.
yeah, Dumpe. Yep.
And I beat his K rule, but then he switched to Piranha Plant, and I'm like, all right, I gotta take this. And he was destroying me as Piranha Plant, and then I lost. I'm like, oh yeah, GG's. I was
Yeah,
like, oh, I did so well. I'm pretty happy I got this far. So
yeah. I
I didn't
think
really care about the loss. So I
yeah,
went home,
that's
and
good.
I remember I'm like, should I tweet about like my tournament result? I don't know if anyone would care, but I'll try anyway. And then from that, a lot of Vic people noticed, and like I got like a lot of followers from there. I'm like, wow, I got like 60 followers. What the heck?
Yeah, I think that's like pretty normal. Like when people start, they get any sort of result, or they're
Yeah,
notable. Like people will follow them. Just so like, it's just good
yeah,
to keep
we're
in
all one
touch.
big family, you know.
Yeah, it's good to see how people are going, especially now. You know, like in this last 6 or 8 months. It's been good that everyone's sort of been able to keep in contact with each other, um, and just sort of supporting each other through this rather. It's pretty difficult time for a lot of people. So I think it's good that everyone's sort of kept in touch and keeping involved with each other. So when we do eventually go back and things are normalized, it doesn't feel like we've lost too
Yeah,
much time.
yeah, yeah. So that was the Arcadian. I was really happy. Then I was going home, and then after like that week, I remember doing the exam, and like I did really well there too. So my dad was pretty happy, and I could go to the next local actually was like the next tournament I went to was the December Catch Warriors cross up.
Yep, there we go. He's doing the transitions for me. It's fantastic. So with this one, so this was like it's pretty much a semi major. It's not quite as big. Like it's like a super Rambat, if you will. So it's not
Yeah,
quite the same as a normal tournament. In that one, you got 49th place. So that was
yeah.
um
Um,
Yeah, there's a bit. Obviously, that's got a different vibe to the Arcadian. Do you remember what that was like? How it felt?
Uh, yeah. Because I remember like there's like I'll just tell like some background information.
Yep, sure.
This is like this is the last week of school before the tournament. Like it was like it lined up perfectly. So there was the last week of school, and we finished everything, and we are just finishing up on Friday, the last day of year 9, and then the
Mm-hmm.
next day after was literally the tournament. So it lined up perfectly, and I remember that week being really really fun. That was like one of the best weeks of 2019. I just remember having so much fun with my friends and stuff on the final week of school for year 9, and then I remember going with my friend. Hello.
Okay, there you go.
Oh wait, sorry, hang on. Uh,
No, keep
no,
going.
never mind about that. I think like everything cut out for a second, for me.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Feel free to repeat if you need to.
Yeah, I don't know. Something just like Discord was just kind of act up a little bit in that second. So yeah. Anyway, I'll start from Sorry about that. I'll
No,
start
don't
from
stress. There was like weird stuff sort of happening all
yeah,
around. So
yeah. So basically, I'll start from like basically Scott. Yeah, we're just having a good week, and my
yep,
friend Matt, he doesn't take the game too seriously. He's just a good friend of mine.
yep.
So he went with me. He went like O2. But he plays Kirby and he doesn't really care anyway, so it doesn't really matter for him. But he yeah. So it was like I would feel like yeah, it was more of like a fun social event than actually Smash itself because I was not happy with my result at all. I went 2-2
Mm.
because I actually I remember I versed Rizel and I didn't know he was actually a pretty good player until after because I remember I lost 1-2
Yeah.
and
So it just
and I
felt like
and people said, "Oh, good job, man." I'm like, "Wait, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's a really good player." I'm like, "Oh, I almost won." All right, well, that makes me feel a little better.
it's funny how it's like that, right? Because I had the same experience at cross up. Like I lost to PazX. I don't know what I got. I think I got 33rd. You know what I mean? And I didn't know who PazX was. So I'm just like, that felt really bad. Like I don't think I should have lost that. And it's like, wait, he's like ACT player. But because you don't
Yeah,
know, you just feel shit. Because you're like, man, I should have won that. Like just mentally. But it's like, wait,
yeah,
this is someone that's really good at the game, understands it at a level that I couldn't comprehend at the time. But you still it still weighs on you, even though it's not really reasonable to think that way.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
I think we should mention as well with this one. We played against each other in doubles. I think this is the first time we actually played against each other.
oh, really? I remember playing against you. Okay, the only time I remember playing you, like in general, was once at SAS in singles and once at Rambat at doubles. I don't remember playing you in Catch Race Cross Up
Did
actually.
you? I'm pretty
Were you
sure.
with One for All?
No, I played this with Nate. I'm fairly sure, and you were playing
Eh,
with Joker. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe I did verse you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did actually verse you. I think I've forgotten.
because I remember that because it was like what did you is it the GGs? No, it was the because you were turning around. Because all right, this is the point we'll bring up. So I don't know if you still do this because it's been a long time. But whenever Deku
Okay.
used to do anything sort of cool or may have been cool, he would always turn around and look behind him to see if anyone saw the cool thing that he did. And it was so
I'm kind of sweating
tilting.
right now. I'm kind of sweating right now because I kind of did that. I remember I got like a cool rest comp by Pixel, and I turned around to see if anyone looked.
So is there like give us a rundown like for people that don't know? Is there a reason why you do that?
I don't know. I just feel like because like no one sees like Jigglypuff combos, I just want to see everyone's reaction if I landed it. And I kind of look around like, oh yeah, did anyone see that?
It was really funny at that pixel because I'm pretty sure you did die because you turned around at one point.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try and fix that.
Because look, the way it's going and the way you've been playing, people are gonna know a lot about Jigglypuff, so you're not gonna have to worry about them not knowing about these little
Yeah,
combos. Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just giving you this as a heads up, so you don't lose unnecessary stocks to turning around.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get you. I'm trying to stuff anyway, but it's just funny to think about.
Yeah, no, it's like I said. I think it's part of the charm, but for a lot of people who didn't know who you were, it's like, what's this guy doing? Like, you know, like okay, you got the combo, but it's like, was it really that cool? Like like
Okay, yeah.
especially when it's happened to you, like you're already tilted off your nut because you've been rested. I mean, you're turning around to
Okay,
see
yeah,
did anyone
yeah.
see that rest? Oh goodness! Sorry, I thought I'd bring it. Like that's the best time to bring it up is when it just naturally happens. So, um,
Yeah.
So
So that
after,
was funny.
yeah, so you played across it, like you said, didn't go quite to plan, but
Yeah, but I as I said, like I think I view it more as a social event with my friends and stuff, and like
hmm,
we ate ramen together, which was really fun. It was just a fun event. More actually is the social bit than Smash,
yeah,
because like I feel like for me for offline, it's like probably like 50% gameplay and 50% socializing. But like at cross up, it felt like 70% socializing and like 30% gameplay because like I wasn't happy with my result, but it is what it is, you know.
yeah, and like I think the good thing was that you turned that around, like you didn't let it sour your day, like you
Yeah, no, yeah, because like I had a really good time with my friends.
because that's really important. I think, like for even myself included, sometimes like if I don't get the result I necessarily wanted, it was like it put a downer on the day more than it should have. Whereas it's definitely not the way you should go about it. Once you're done with the tournament, just try and make the most of it. Whether it's either playing friendlies or just catching up with your
Mhm.
friends that are there, that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Yeah. So I remember like my
mhm.
friend we were like making kind of like these like really funny jokes with each other. Like it was it's kind of random, but we said McDonald's moment. I said McDonald's moment once, and we started like dying in the venue, and everyone was kind of looking at us weirdly.
It's funny because Catmat mentioned that in the chat. It's like,
Yeah, he's messaging me right now. He's like, "Yo, say the McDonald's moment."
oh goodness me.
It was funny. It was funny. Yeah, we started dying. Yeah, it was just a funny thing. But yeah,
Uh,
cross up was just it was a fun time. Even though I wasn't happy with the result, I still had a really good time. You know?
yeah, no, that's good. That's what you sort of want out of those, especially those bigger events.
Yeah.
The next sort of area or topic, I guess, that we're sort of discussing is like the offline, like the online offline mixed era where you're sort of doing a
Oh
bit of
yeah.
both,
Okay.
right? Um,
Yeah.
Now you attended the locals you could, and I felt like that was mostly like during the summer holidays.
It was. Yeah.
You
I
went,
was free with everything, and I did well in my exams, and I had the money. So yeah,
yeah, so you were
I
just
just went as
attending
much as
those
I could.
locals.
Yeah.
Uh, did you feel like switching between online and offline was like affecting your gameplay at all?
I actually yeah I was actually thinking about this the other day, and yeah I actually do think it was. I remember because I think I really noticed it one day at EBS.
Hmm.
I kept on pounding. I was pounding way too much because I was used to playing online a lot.
Yeah,
And like Wi-Fi Puff can you can just pound a lot
yeah, you
and you
can't
can just
really
get
get
away with
punished
it.
for it very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, you can just get away with it like online. And I realized this. I remember losing the set. I'm like, yeah, I was pounding way too much. And I
Hmm.
was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I should stop pounding. And that's how I got that's how I got kind of better at the game because I stopped like pounding as much. And I used like more of Puff's other tools, you know?
Yeah, because the character has a kit. Surprisingly, people, if you didn't know, this character actually has moves that are good. Um,
Yeah.
and there's actually quite a few of them, so it's not the default Wi-Fi, God esque pound reliant Jigglypuff.
Yeah. And I remember speaking of God, um the I remember Corvid, I was playing at Pixel and Corvid actually said on comms that if I was God this entire time. And just to clarify, I am not God.
Right, and just to clarify for everyone, if I mean you probably do know, but if you don't, God's like this Wi-Fi Jigglypuff player that we feel like potentially could be like an AI learning bot. We don't know, but we like I'm assuming it's someone they got like 4,000 hours in the game, and we just like we just want to figure out who it was. I guess are they a person? Are they real? If you happen to be listening to this, God, like let us know if you're real. Come to a local or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So you missed that January round bat. Probably something
Oh
was
yeah,
wrong.
because yeah, I remember missing a Ranbat, and I didn't even know what Ranbat was until like February or something. Oh no, it was December Ranbat. I missed the December Ranbat. I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was. So and I didn't know it was a monthly that really contributed to the top 50, which was actually my goal to get on the top 50.
Okay. So at the time, like you were aware of the circumstance, like how like the local scene sort of ranks themselves
Yeah,
and stuff,
and
right?
I actually didn't know that like they had like different ranking systems about like monthlies, weeklies, and I thought because the tournament I went to the most because it landed perfectly with my time schedule was SAS, and SAS doesn't do anything for your results because it's free,
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know.
it matters a little bit, but it's not. It's very low weighted.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't know that. I thought every local like meant the same, so I played Jigglypuff and everything. until I learned that. And I played Greninja once at a SAS, and I went
Okay.
like 2-2.
Yeah, it's just like it's sort of it's like a social, it's more social event, I guess, and it's the whole new people getting
Yeah,
involved, and like you're aware of that now. But
yeah,
at
definitely.
at the time, I mean, even for myself, I guess for me, the reason I still play Rob at SAS is mostly just because I get to verse people I don't normally get to.
Oh
Um,
yeah, okay.
so I learned a lot of matchup experience stuff from playing all these new players I wouldn't normally get to play.
Yeah,
Um, and that's why it's like, well, if I'm playing my main, at least I get to learn how to deal with X character with my main. And then every now and again, I'd play like some Ness or whatever I felt like.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, more often than not, like it's a good opportunity for like it just depends on who I was versing, I guess. Um,
Mm.
so you entered the Feb Rambat, and
Yeah, I did.
you got 33rd out of 102 people, which is for a Rambat, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that was actually an okay result. I was pretty alright with that result.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that
Because
was.
I was one hit away from making it out of pools as well, so I was kind of
Uh,
disappointing. But like, it was still fine. I still did alright.
yeah, and I mean that's like you said, it's kind of fine. Like
Yeah.
you're learning, you're sort of getting used to the game, you understand the tournament structure. Like it's not all bad news.
Mm.
And the final event that you got to play offline. Now I remember this one in particular was like a SAS. It was a late
Yeah,
March SAS. And you got fifth at that tournament.
I did.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember this one pretty well because we actually got to play.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and it was actually quite tense. And I learnt that you could rest me out of berry. And I got really
I remember
lucky.
that.
I got very lucky. I didn't die because I was still too late for
Yeah,
sleep.
because I remember this actually. Um, I remember it very vividly. You basically downbeat me. I mean, sorry, down throwed me
Yeah,
as Rob, and then like you thought like your up smash was the because you thought the rest that actually like hit was your up smash, but you didn't notice until like a millisecond later. So you're like kind of like breathing out on your seat, but then you jumped up and you thought you saw it was the actual rest
yeah, because
and not Rob's up
I
smash.
don't know if it was your last stock or not. I couldn't.
It
I
was
can't.
not, yeah. It was like at the start of the game on
Yeah, because I
Battlefield.
thought I
I
had it.
remember it vividly.
So the
That's the
main
one thing I
reason I
remember.
thought I killed you was because you weren't mashing right, and the reason that you weren't mashing as fast as you could was because you're going for the rest smash, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, so I'm like, this guy mashes slow. I'm gonna go for the up smash. So I thought I hit it, and then you just rested me instead, and I was like, holy
Mm.
shit! Like I didn't even like think of that being an option. Um,
Yeah. I got a lot of rubs with that except Seb. He knew. I got radio with that, Minty 8. I got everyone.
yeah,
Every rub except Seb. I got the down B thing with.
like and it's not actually that bad of a mix up. Like it's
It isn't, yeah.
pretty legitimate.
Yeah.
And that was the sort of point, I guess, for me. It's like when I recognize, because I saw you at a few tournaments. Like I didn't really get to watch many of your games, but getting to play against it, it's like you weren't just like relying on the gimmicks, of Jigglypuff. You're
Yeah.
actually playing
Yeah, because
Jigglypuff the way you're meant to.
I was gonna mention, yeah, because like I remember before that tournament, like the last one, I didn't even know it was the last one because I realized then I should use like a lot of like Puff's strengths more than just like pound and like up air rest and stuff. And I was trying to like use pound like down air, and that's when I was first implementing down air into my gameplay.
Hmm.
And I got fifth, like I got my first top 8 at a local, and I was so happy when I came home.
Yeah, I mean that's a fantastic result, and there was good players in that one too. Unfortunately that did not finish. That SAS did not
It didn't
finish.
finish yet, but
I'm
I
so
think
sad.
I know because I was doing so well, and it didn't even finish.
Man, I was sitting in winners finals for the first time at a tournament that wasn't Sunshine.
Oh yeah,
And I was,
it sucks.
just give me my earlobe, man. No, I'm just kidding. So, like basically that was the end of the season really for us. Like I don't know if it
Yeah.
counted towards that season or not. I can't remember how it works. Whether it was actual seasons or if it was just calendar like
No,
quarters.
I remember the VPS or whatever, like top 50 came out like a week before that
Yeah, that makes
event.
more sense because like that was like the start of the next season, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, and in that VPS V5, it's you're on the HM, so you're honorable
Oh yeah,
mention.
honorable mentions, yeah,
Yeah,
because I missed out on a Rambat, and I didn't do like as well as I did at like SAS or EBS.
yeah. So it's like cross up in your second round bat.
Yeah, and cross up, yeah, that was a big like kick up in my like results.
Hmm.
But like in your like HMs is better than not big on the image at all, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a good indication, and like you explained before, I wasn't aware, but your goal was to get on the 50, and you were very close given the circumstances. It was just
Yeah.
unfortunate that like you missed that one Rambat, that would have probably helped a lot to sort of give them a better gauge of where you were at.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's very tricky otherwise. It was pretty limited. It was basically 2 Rambats and just SAS pretty much around that time.
Mm.
Now, heading into the next topic or area of discussion, it's going to be the quarantine season, the Wi-Fi only period.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So the first thing I wanted to point out about that is how angry everyone was. Like as I said before, because I was already used to like like Wi-Fi and stuff and losing on Wi-Fi. So
yeah,
I was just kind of back into it, just getting back into Wi-Fi. But like everyone on Twitter was like sad posting like all the time. Every second tweet was an Oz Smash, or like even like an offline like player from like America. Everyone was just like sad posting on Twitter and stuff about online. And I was like, yeah, it was like everyone was like upset about it, which is fair enough there, you know.
yeah. It was a very hard transition for a lot of people, myself included. I had too much of a good thing, I guess, if I was entering 3 tournaments a week for the better part of 6 months up until that point.
Yeah.
You lose that. Yeah, that was like my time to hang out with my mates. I was seeing people every week. And then you couldn't see them anymore because of the
Yeah, that
circumstances.
was also a really bad part about the you can't there's no social aspect anymore, you know?
Yeah, and I think that was the killer point where for a lot of us we're like, look, I don't think it's even worth playing because for me, even when I wasn't necessarily improving, the social aspect was like, okay, I'm just gonna chat, play some games with some people, and you sort of just like you're learning any like subconsciously while you're doing it. Whereas with Wi-Fi, it's like you're more talking to yourself a lot. Um,
Yeah.
it was just unfortunate that it sort of ended up the way it did. But in the early stages, there was a lot of competition. There was a lot of competitive
Yeah.
players. A lot of even.
There was like a 200 entry for a monthly at a ART.
I might remember that one, maybe.
Yeah. And yeah, there was like, it was a lot of people, but like and then like, it was funny looking at the like on the Saturday or Sunday of last week, there was only like 40 people who entered. So like Wi-Fi is definitely dying like
Yeah,
more and more.
I mean it's hard at the time. Like you said, people had limited options. Like I entered that. That it was AOT monthly, I believe. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like April or something. I entered that one, and I think like the top. I think most of the top 8 were like offline players. Yeah, because it was like Seb, um, Ghost, Maple Mage, and myself. That was top 4, and I can't remember much else after that. I think Dan was in
Yeah.
there as well. Kanaji, I think, was like like there was a lot of like offline players that were playing. Um, but then it just got like less and like for me the appeal of it just got less and less interesting. It's like I play this, I'm sitting by myself. No one,
Yeah, no, yeah.
no one really
I
cares
th-
what I'm doing. Like I'm just getting annoyed at the game. It's like I have to stop doing this for my mental health because it's not
yeah,
good.
definitely.
But like you said, you're sort of more accustomed to it. Like,
Yeah, I was yeah, as I said, yeah, I was a lot more used to the Wi-Fi kind of like vibe.
hmm. And I think
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people just did not were just unable to transition to that mentality that you needed to play a lot of offline
Yeah.
like online tournaments. Um, Now around August in this period, yeah, it looked like you slowed down a lot with the Wi-Fi tournaments because you entered quite a lot. From
Yeah.
March till about August, and then it sort of stopped or significantly slowed down.
Yeah, it was a lot about I was actually really sad at that period because of school and everything going around and like school being cancelled and I really wanted to go back to school and see
Hmm.
all my friends and learn. And I was just getting like really sad and Wi-Fi wasn't really helping as much because it's not as fun and there was no social aspect. And like coronavirus was getting really bad in Victoria. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I was really sad and I just couldn't enter. It would be really bad for my mental health. But
No, I think you made the right decision. It's like and that's the thing. For a lot of people, the trick was trying to find the right balance of self care as well. Like there was a lot of stuff like that people weren't really doing for themselves. Um, Before like all this stuff sort of happened, because life was relatively normalized. You had your routine, everything was
yeah.
normal. You could sort of work around it, and I'm talking about myself included. Like I didn't really think too
Mm.
much about things I needed to do for myself because I was busy with work and I had all the social stuff I needed to keep up with, and then having to like being stuck at home and not being able to see your friends. It was like that was real big on like switching how I look at how I look after myself and how I look after my mental health as well. Just because you didn't have a choice, like
Yeah, definitely.
we couldn't do very much for a long time. So I think you did make the right choice for yourself. I don't know what you were doing in the meantime to help, but
Oh,
hopefully,
I was just watching anime.
yeah, just like, but honestly,
Really,
that's better for you than dealing with Wi-Fi stuff. You
Yeah.
know.
And also like just just keeping up to date with work. And I never really fell behind in quarantine with work, so I'm really happy with that too.
Yeah, no, that's good. It can be very hard to balance. I know, even for myself, I think the trick,
Yeah.
like for a lot of people that people adults seem to think like it's not an issue for them. Like it's not easy to transition from working in an office to working from home. Um,
It is, yeah, it is very hard.
so I can understand it as a kid. It's very difficult, because school's a very social sort of um event. Like you see your friends every day for 6 hours or so, and then you can't see them at all for an extended period. It's really hard. So
Yeah.
in that time, were you playing the game at all still, like offline, or just
I
not really touching it?
like you like in the August kind of period.
Yeah.
So like I was actually playing just quick play, just to from now and then just to not like rust up completely. I
Yeah.
just wouldn't be entering tournaments
No, that's fair enough. I just
because
was
I'd be
curious.
scared, just like if I did bad, I would be really sad because like people consider me like a really good Wi-Fi player. And like
It's a dangerous trap to fall into, isn't it?
oh yeah, it is. And like Wi-Fi is not consistent, so I can't really trust it. And especially like my internet like at home is not consistent because my stepbrother downloads Minecraft mods all the time.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
makes life difficult.
Yeah, so I didn't really bother with that, and it was the right decision.
So that's no, that's it's good that people managed it quite well. Well, at least I feel like you did a pretty good job with it. Keeping it, doing the
Yeah.
best thing for you at the time. Now that
Yeah.
we'll move on to the next topic. Well, this is pretty much the last topic that we're sort of really going to be going over. It's the post-COVID era. So it's,
Yeah.
not technically as in COVID's over, but it's the return of
Half over.
offline Smash happening.
Yeah.
So it was pretty tough times for a lot of people, but things are started like we're slowly starting to normalize, and there's been pixels that have been running, for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Um, Now, the first Pixel back that you attended, while you still could, you got
Yeah.
fifth, and
I
that
got fifth, yeah.
that like
'Cause
raised a lot of eyebrows for a lot of people, and a lot of people were questioning that result.
yeah,
Um,
everyone I remember on comms as well. Like yeah, everyone think it was like, oh, is it a fluke? But yeah, I was actually very happy with getting fifth at Pixel because a lot of people was like just saw me like kind of as a Wi-Fi player mostly that
yeah.
like would only do well online, but I proved them all wrong,
Well, that's the
and got
thing,
fifth.
right? The people in the know, right? Because
Yeah.
I was not surprised by that result.
Oh,
Um,
thanks, man.
no, well, I mean, even like if you were playing offline that whole period while we had COVID, I don't think
Mm.
the outcome would have been very different because you're already getting to that point then.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I saw it in that SAS. Like you have the potential to beat really good players. There was no questions about it. You weren't just playing like you were actually playing neutral. You were thinking about what other people were doing.
Yeah, I was really taking into account like gameplay and stuff, and that's like really what pushed me as a player,
So
like pushed me forward.
that's why I was definitely not surprised with the fifth at all.
Yeah,
But I
thanks.
know of a lot of people, they're sort of questioning it. But then you go back the next week, you do it all again, you get third.
Yeah, get third. Yeah.
So
Uh, and
if you
now
doubted, people out there, if you doubted, you're wrong, because you can't do it twice in a row, if it was a fluke. So
yeah.
just saying.
Um, but yeah, I remember the rerun. I think like the most heart aching like very like tense set was actually with Princess.
Yep, yep,
Because the rerun, just the rerun with Princess, because like he would like he took a game off me and like as in our rerun back on the next time, but then
yep.
yeah, it was like really really tense, but then yeah, I pulled through again, which was really good. And I'm very happy because like I think like all of the reception from my like results have been like really positive from like other people, and that's makes me really happy that I'm not just a Wi-Fi warrior. I can actually do well offline too.
Yeah, no, and
You know?
I'm glad. Like, I hope people's mentality changes, and I really
Yeah.
want people from offline, like online, to attend locals. In the future,
Yeah.
and this division isn't necessarily because you guys are bad because you play online. I think it's mostly just people. There's a lot of people that don't understand that the game is different. Um, it's not to say that they wouldn't do as well offline. It's just that a lot of people, it's like it's just the same game. It's like it's really not. unfortunately.
Mm.
I wish it was, because I'd play it a lot more. But you get into some pretty bad habits depending on the characters you play, and it's hard to break them. I think
Yeah,
that also
definitely.
depends on the type of character you play. Like for me, I'm like I play a character that buffers a lot of options. So if you're playing online, you end up just buffering everything, and it's not ideal because you're kind of not really playing the game. You just sort of autopilot.
Yeah, it's like because Puff is very yeah, Puff is very an explosive character, definitely. And like if you can't react to like those pounds online, you definitely get like killed very early.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I mean, you go to a local, and it's like, wait, this guy's not relying on pound. Like
Yeah, no,
he's
and
got
I'm using
tools.
dare loops and stuff, and I'm mixing up like setups and stuff. Yeah, so I'm trying pretty hard with that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, and it's
I'm
definitely paying
doing
off.
yeah, thanks, man. I'm yeah, just trying my best, you know. And all the reception's basically been positive, so yeah, I'm very happy from where I am right now. But the only negative is now Pixel is 18 plus, and I cannot go there anymore.
So that's actually a good point. That's the point I was going to bring up next. You know, what's the plans in the meantime to keep yourself up the
Yeah,
scratch?
I'm going to just have to. I'll go to friends' houses and stuff, but apart from that, I'm just gonna have to wait until my like next local, like until the next local opens up because yeah, I can't go to Pixel anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate, but like you said, like, I guess we have the luxury now that we can visit friends and play the game,
Yeah,
which is handy. Whereas before it was like it was all or nothing sort of situation. Um, I guess for those people that like are listening, you know, any up and coming Wi-Fi players or people that are limited to Wi-Fi at the moment that want to enter like their first local, you know, is there any advice you want to give to those people?
yeah. Because sometimes like the mindset I go into is you basically have to be you have to be confident to win. Because I was confident in making the upset against like for example like Princess. I was like, I can do this, you know. If I try pretty hard and I can pull through. And yeah, it looks like I did. You just have to have that confidence to actually go to a local, and you just have to have the mindset that you can just do your best. Don't expect to get like first, you know, at everything. You just have to slowly get up there and slowly like build your way up to the top. You know,
Yep.
that's what I'm trying to do.
No, it's good, and I think that's really good advice. You know, don't be afraid to attend. Don't be afraid of the result. The
Yeah,
improvement will come by attending. So that's good. That's good advice, and I guess that's a good way to sort of round off the questions that we had. You know, our general script that we were going off today.
yeah,
Now it's time for the viewer questions. So
yeah,
how I'll go with this one is I'll you know, chat, post your questions in there. I'll read out the question and then you just answer as it comes through. So
yeah. Okay, sounds good.
post away, chat. Now's your chance to get into the mind of Deku Meister.
Yep.
I'll see if I can find any questions from earlier as well. In the meantime, what stacks up?
Yeah.
Uh,
I actually just went on Twitch right now, and Seb asked,
oh, you went straight in. Seb's
"What
on
is
the
this guy
case.
playing Nia?" I actually am playing Nia right now, and I died on the first level.
Well, there you go. Questions
So
answered.
I'm pretty bad, yeah, but I'm getting there at Nia.
Bet you played it. All right.
Yeah, I'm playing it.
Gracia asks, apologies if I got your name wrong. I'll have to get that clarified with you.
I think it actually is Gratier or Gradier, something like that.
It's
Yeah.
one of the two, but I'll eventually
Yeah.
get it clarified. The top five Wi-Fi players you want to see play offline.
Top five Wi-Fi players. Okay. Um, I think a lot of them have actually attended offline, you know, for at Pixel. But I would like I'm gonna look through all of them right now.
Cool.
I'm just gonna go to AOT for a sec. I'm trying to look through. Um, I think oh he has been to one local, but Mad Rossetti, he's a really good friend of mine.
Yep. I've played against Mad City in some friendlies online, and
Oh
he's
really?
got the moves.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. Yeah, and I've told him a lot of stuff about Puff, but yeah, I hope he comes off offline too.
Cool.
Uh, yeah, so I would also like in like I would like try and like name other people, but honestly, they've all actually been offline as well, like at least once. So it's really hard to actually name people, but maybe like I could switch it to like to attend more. I think like Jura, I hope Jura attends more.
Yep.
I hope Naru actually attends more. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
I hope Gradier does well. Oh, and also PKDMO. PKDMO is a big one. He's a really good friend of mine. Yeah, and I hope he does well and attends locals more.
Okay. That's fair. Next question was from Pisky, and he asked, "How does one beat Pound?"
So you gotta run back and you gotta F smash. Especially with Pikachu, you could do up smash, or you could do F smash. You know, just run back. You have good hitbox and it kills pretty early on Puff. Or you just like wait back, grab, and just punish accordingly. You just have to predict it. You know.
Yep. Nice and easy question. Neoblade asks, "Have you watched Haikyuu?"
Yes, Haikyuu. I've watched Haikyuu and I have Haikyuu is very very good. I'm watching every episode from season 4 weekly. I think the last episode is actually next week for Haikyuu season 4 to the top.
Just to clarify for people that might know, is that the volleyball
It's
one?
the volleyball anime.
All right, cool.
It's pretty good.
My knowledge is only improved because people on Twitter say stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Now I know. So I sound like I'm really smart, but I actually don't know much about it. Yeah, Danklin asks, "Is there any other Wi-Fi where you think will do well?" It's sort of covered by the other question, but
Another Wi-Fi warrior who will do well.
Yeah,
I think like apart from Drew's already doing really well. I'm pretty sure like at his with the local he went to, but I think if I had to choose one, it would actually probably be Madraseti. I think if he like puts in like no sorry like Madraseti and Naru, if they both put in just like the effort and just keep on like practicing and stuff offline, I think they can do like really really well. I think anyone can do really well, you know.
Yeah, I think it's just funny. They're two players that have reached out for some friendlies with me when we were still online.
Yeah,
and I feel like they were two of the people that were asking the right questions. They were really thinking about the game, and I felt like they can take the game to the next level. And when I saw Nairi come to Pixel and he did really well, like I was like still surprised just because I didn't know how much he's improved from when we played, but you could see that he did have the tools to do well. So I'm glad that he did get the result, and I feel like it was well earned from the work he's been putting in.
Yeah.
Kruzzy had a nice question that's going to be one that people will be asking very often, very soon with the results you're getting. How did DI dare?
Yeah, it's so I can actually go into a little explanation. I might nerd out for a little bit, but basically what you have to do is you mostly have to DI up and away, but I can mix it up with because Puff can move around the character, and I can basically pinpoint where I want the character to fall. So I can mix up with turn around, back air, forward air, or another dare, and or I can do into up tilt, even into rest sometimes if I read the DI properly. So it's just dare is like by far Puff's best move. Yeah, so that's basically how you DI dare. Just mix it up a lot, and I can't. If you mix it up, I can't react to it. You know.
Yep. No, it's a good comprehensive answer to that question.
Yeah.
PKDMO asks, "What's your favorite anime character?"
Oh, actually, we already answered this before.
Yep, but I just wanted.
It was my favorites Naruto, Luffy, the cat bus from Totoro, and Tony Chopper from One Piece.
Sick. And the main reason I asked that is, even though it was pretty much the same question, I just wanted to get the answer again because I think we asked favorite protagonist last time, so I was like,
yeah,
just in case, like you might have a different answer, which is unlikely.
Also, I saw my friend Joker. I'm on the Twitch chat right now. He said, "Why did you time me out at the library?" So, I have a good story about that.
All right, go for it.
I was very unprepared at that library tournament. Like it was for Ultimate as well.
Okay.
And he was actually he was winning by a lot, and they don't use like the percents for like timeouts. They just do sudden death. So I actually went out of my way because like the timer was only on for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
So and so I went out of my way to time him out and then beat him in sudden death, and I got $50 from that.
Oh gee, $50.
I'm sorry. I don't. They pay a lot.
What are these? I need to go to these library tournaments, man. They're paying out more than my Sunshine tournaments. This is nuts.
If it's an EB, it's EB Games vouchers though.
Oh, okay. So is it just for the first?
Sorry?
Is it just for first?
Yeah, just for first, and then the
Okay.
second is like a used console. Like it was like a used DS that didn't actually work, but it was just there. You could have it. It's so scuffed, but
All
yeah.
right, that's interesting. That's quite the tournament. Um, I can try and figure out where we were again. Yeah, what was your training routine like during quarantine? Was asked by Neoblade.
Um, my yeah. So basically, I would just apart from like going onto quick play and just chilling and learning matchups, I would write notes down for every character and every matchup, and I would save replays, and I would try and like see what I could do, how to space this properly, and I would go to training room and do dare combos and stuff like that. And I'll just getting my fundies up, my fundamentals.
Who would have thought actually doing the things that good players do get you good results? That's crazy. Actually insane. Sebpro asked, "What's your favorite single player game?"
uh, it's actually it's Earthbound and probably Mother 3. I like them equally. They're like just my two favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, Earthbound's big favorite game of mine. Big fan. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
resonates well with me because it
I
was.
also I like The Binding of Isaac
Oh
is
yeah,
very I really like Binding of Isaac. It's one of my favorite games.
these are all really good choices. Got some good taste in games.
Thanks, man.
The next question we had was from Lewis. I'm guessing it's referring to Jigglypuff. Like, what's their worst move? Because I think you said Dare was one of their best
Oh
moves.
yeah. The worst move for Jigglypuff is up smash or it is down tilt.
Okay,
Because
yeah, yep.
up smash it doesn't have any range. It doesn't have like it doesn't have any kill power and it's slow. It
Okay.
kills at 130.
Relative to the
Yeah.
other moves, yeah, that's quite late.
And down tilt it sends at a good angle, but it's way too slow and predictable, and it doesn't have a good hitbox.
Straightforward.
Yeah. But Puff has some like good moves. Just altogether, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Creedy asks, would Deku pick up the Kirby Pocket again?
I will not.
You only go.
It's just a straight answer. I'm actually working on the Greninja a little, just for like if I have to bring out the Greninja, I will. But I'm trying to work on the Greninja. I got absolutely destroyed by Seb's Rob when I was trying to play the Greninja. It was rusty as.
Yeah, and like you said, it's probably been a long time since you've had to use the Greninja.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was. I actually haven't used it in like 2 months before then.
Okay, yeah, so fair enough. Because it did look a little bit sloppy, like you said, but it was kind of in that situation where it's like I need to change something up because what I'm doing currently
Yeah,
wasn't working.
because I lost the first 5 games to Seb, so yeah, I was like, why not? I'll go Greninja. Trying to see if that works.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Um, Joker asked, "Do you really look like Joker from Persona 5?" I'm sure this is some inside joke.
Yeah, it is. I do not look like Joker from Persona 5. My friends tell me I do though. But
Yeah.
yes, it's inside joke. Inside joke. Don't
All
worry.
right. Sometimes you can pick him out from a mile away. Like that definitely sounds like one. Seb asked, "Do you think down smash is better than up smash?"
Yes, I do because it sends at a good angle and at 2 frames, and it's faster.
Nice, easy answer. Um, what do I find at the store in Hollow Knight? I have just started and have 149 coin.
Buy the compass and the map because that will help you a lot. With adventuring through the game, because it would be hell if you just don't have the compass and you don't know where you are on the map.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Solves, you know, the question regarding that. Now, yeah, okay, this is probably the good like question to end it off on. Is from Bonk, and they've asked, "Will you explain the Deku out of context Twitter?"
So the Deku Out of Context Twitter was run by my friends. We were in a VC one night, and I have a lot of stuff from my childhood, and also like what I say just in text is just funny, and they want to make a compilation of it on Twitter. And yeah, so it's run by Field Duck. It was run by Bonk and Catmat.
All right, so between all three of them, they're just finding stuff and
Yeah,
posting
just
that.
finding stuff I say and seeing if I'm okay with the post.
That's nuts. And I guess yeah, that was probably the best way to end it out on with that bloody
Yeah.
out of context Twitter because it's pretty funny. So if you do find it, give it a follow. It's a good laugh. So there's some closing comments. So thank you very much taking the time today, Deku, to have the
Yeah,
chat.
no, thanks for having me over. Yeah, it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope this brings more of an insight into like how I play and like what I am as a person, you know?
Yeah, I hope so too, because I feel like, if people just look at the character you play and not really get to know you, unfortunately, people are going to draw conclusions, but I feel like you're more interesting than just, oh, well, he just plays Puff and that's it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we had that sort of discussion. I hope people
Yeah.
appreciate there's more to Deku than
I'm
just
also like
Puff.
I'm a big extrovert and I like talking to everyone. So yeah, don't be shy to hit me up in DMs, you know? Yeah, I'm happy to talk, you know?
Yep, that sounds good. Now, do you have any shout outs? You want to?
Shout outs and plugs.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh, I guess follow the Deku Out of Context Twitter account if you haven't already. It's pretty funny. But I have and also my Twitter and yeah, that's basically it. And also follow Catmat on Twitter. He doesn't play Smash really at all, but he just likes he's just a good friend. So yeah, follow him on Twitter.
Cool. Is there anyone you want to call out? Anyone you want to hassle?
Yes, Joker. Why did you bring up that I timed you up, bro? I can't believe you.
Oh
um,
goodness.
I did not want to talk about that because I'm embarrassed for timing him out. Like I was like, I'm like, cause like he's one of my best friends, and I'm like, I had to time him out.
All right, well that's fair. I mean, you can't help that, right? So
Yeah,
sometimes you got to do what you got to do to take the dub. So
yeah. I wouldn't do that at like a real event because like the time is not 4 minutes, and we're not on FD every time.
FD 4 minutes. Okay. What a tournament.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
But yeah,
goodness. All right, guys. I think we'll end it off at that. So thanks everyone for tuning in to know your
yeah,
locals.
yeah. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Yeah, and I had a really fun time. Thank you, Mod, for having me over.
Not a problem at all. In terms of our next guest, that's to be determined. So keep an eye on my Twitter just to see if who the next guest will be. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching and enjoy the rest of your evening, guys.
Yeah, have a great night, guys. See you later.